16 hours flying in economy from London to Buenos Aires, waking up at 3:15 a.m. to fly from Buenos Aires to Ushuaia. 2 days of rocky sea, crossing the Drake Passage. And the reason we are doing all this is the moment we have been waiting for. This is our first Antarctica landing, first time we set foot on the Antarctica.
Living life, every day, late at night, not okay. All I want, and I pray, all I need.
Good morning, this is day 4 of the Antarctica cruise. We just got woken up by the captain at 6 a.m. because he said there is some beautiful view outside, that it was so beautiful that he had to wake us up. And he wasn't lying. We are now sailing into Envoi Bay to reach our first continental landing site, Nico Harbor. As you can see, there are lots of small icebergs in Envoi Bay. Just as we are getting incredibly excited about our first landing, I spotted a humpback whale breaching. The day is off to a magnificent start. The name Nico came from the whaling ship and floating factory Nico. The ship Nico was stationed here from 1911 to 1924. Nico Harbor is a very popular landing site for Antarctica cruise, as it has a penguin colony here. Looks like the ship has arrived at Nico Harbor. Right, we're ready for our first expedition, and this is how you end up dressed like. Yes, you've grown twice in size. Before getting onto the Zodiac boat, we've got to walk through this beacon solution to disinfect.
My name is Anne-Claire, so I will be your pilot for the next few minutes. If you have backpacks, usually it's better to put it underneath your legs. There is what we call guano, that the penguins poo. So yeah, that's how we can spot them from very far away. This will be your first landing. So have your first penguins.
There will be a hike, probably demonstration. Okay.
Just landed from the Zodiac boat. This is the first Antarctica landing for us. This is a Gentoo penguin colony. Nico Harbor is famous for this breeding colony of more than 250 pairs of Gentoo penguins that nest on the hill near the beach. They do so in order to avoid the risk of being washed away by the large waves that are generated from the calving of the nearby glacier, which apparently happens quite often. We are at Nico Harbor now. This is our first Antarctica landing, first time we set foot on the Antarctica. This bird is a skua, and they are not a friendly bunch. They eat penguin eggs and penguin chicks. So we have reached the end of the first hike. The air is full of the smell of penguin poo. Oh, hello. So we just walk up over there to see the penguin colony, and we've walked back down. There's another path over there, but I suspect we don't have enough time to walk over there now. So just gonna look around. That's our cruise ship, Le Boreal. It's not very far away.
The egg is doing by the female, of course. And after, they take care of the egg together.
Right, it's time to get back onto the ship.
Welcome back to Le Boreal. So we have got back from Nico Harbor, which was where we had our first Antarctica landing. It was over there. You could see a lot of people walking up and down the slope. There were two paths you could go. We chose the left path, which is less steep.
Look at the beautiful glacier next to the bay. It calves very often, and sometimes I could hear a thundering noise from the glacier, but I never actually saw chunks of ice breaking off. The captain is just returning from the landing site. He likes to personally check out the site before we leave.
Even though I've seen penguins in New Zealand or South Africa, but actually this is still an amazing new experience. Seeing all the penguins walk around in their natural habitat in this Antarctica landscape, it has been a truly memorable first landing experience for me. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel with notifications enabled. That way, you will be notified whenever I release a new video. So the cruise ship has sailed again, and we are now going to be going to Paradise Bay.
The ship is gliding alongside towering glaciers and floating ice floes. As you can see already, even with really overcast weather, Paradise Bay is one of the most scenic spots on the Antarctic Peninsula's west coast. Here, mountains and glaciers reflect off the calm water.
Oh my word, just when I thought I have seen everything already, look at all these floating iceberg and ice floe around. It's unbelievable. We're truly in Antarctica now.
There are two scientific research bases here. This one is Chile's González Videla's Antarctic Base. It was active in the 50s, but is no longer operational. González Videla was the president of Chile, and he was the first head of state to visit Antarctica. There are lots of wildlife around too, like gentle penguins and whales. Here, we just spotted one. This is the other research base, and is Argentina's Almirante Brown Antarctic Base. It has been in operation since 1951, and it sits atop a rocky perch. We've now arrived at Paradise Bay, and we'll be doing zodiac cruising here. It's a great way to see the iceberg and ice floes that come in every shade of blue. Hopefully, we'll see some penguins on ice floes. The Zodiac sailed to Almirante Brown Research Base, where we saw a gentle penguins colony.
Where do they usually lay their eggs? Usually on some rocks. So they will create like a when? Yeah. No, when? When? Right now.
Here, we can see a cliff full of blue-eye Antarctic shad. Our guide explained to us why icebergs appear blue. Mostly they are glacial ices from a long time ago. They were so compact that they have little internal air. As a result, long wavelength light such as red is absorbed rather than reflected. The light refracted through the ice returns as blue or blue-green. So it's time to return to Le Boreal now. Back on the ship, I spotted a snowy shiftbill. Unlike other birds, they don't have webbed feet, but instead they have toes. Apparently, they will eat almost anything. They will steal penguin chicks' food, and they will also eat penguin eggs or even chicks if the chicks are unattended.
So we've just come back from the afternoon Zodiac expedition, and it was very exciting. We saw lots of iceberg and glacier up close.
After the Zodiac cruising, it's time for expedition briefing for tomorrow.
We will cross what we call tomorrow the Le Maire Channel.
Oh wow!
This is the plan. The Le Maire Channel is a very narrow area with a few hundreds of meters wide. So it's very impressive with a lot of ice, cliffs, glaciers. Le Maire, yes, I said we should cross the Le Maire about 6:30. It will depend, of course, on the sea, on the weather condition, on the sea condition, on the ice condition. And there are some wind for tomorrow, northeast, and we will see how it evolves and what it gives. So anyway, we have plan B, as I said, but this is the main idea. So tonight we will leave Paradise Bay and we will move a little bit south toward a place which is called Port Charcot, a little bit south here in the Petermann Island. So it's good because I have a picture. It's a very short trip from here, Port Charcot, here to Petermann Island.
After the briefing, it's time to have dinner, followed by tonight's entertainment, Casino Swing Show. I've posted this show in a short, so if you are interested, you can click the link above to check it out. Good morning. It's day 5 of the Antarctica cruise on Le Boreal. Today we're at the very scenic parts of Antarctica, the Le Maire Channel. This is supposedly one of the most beautiful parts of the cruise, and unfortunately the visibility is quite low. It's currently snowing a bit, and you can't really see all the way to the top of the peaks around here. Even though I know that the weather in Antarctica is supposed to be snowy and grey like that, but secretly you're still hoping you get the rare blue sky. But unfortunately today is one of the worst weather days. So the captain has just announced over the tannoy that we are gonna have to abandon the original plan of sailing through the Le Maire Channel. The weather has been absolutely foul. I think this shows very well how an Antarctica cruise will never go according to plan A. You are bound to get into some bad weather, and when that happens, the captain will use his knowledge and skill to decide what's the plan B or C for today. So the captain has announced plan B. Due to high winds at Port Charcot, it was deemed unsafe to land there. Instead, we have sailed to Petermann Island, which was originally scheduled for this afternoon.
As you can see by yourself, the weather conditions this morning are a bit tough and extreme. In any case, we are doing the best to allow the procedure to disembark this morning in Port Charcot. At the moment, we are still assessing the feasibility of debarkation. The first departure is at the moment postponed by half an hour.
The condition is slightly better now. The visibility is a little bit higher, and it's still very windy. The rain has stopped a bit. I can see the expedition team has gone out now and trying to check out the condition to see if a landing is feasible. So today's landing is a go. You can see another Zodiac boat going there. Despite the poor condition, we have managed to get onto the Petermann's Island. There are a lot of penguins around.
Most of the penguins here are gentoo penguins, which we have seen a lot yesterday. But this island is also known for Adelie penguins too. so we'll keep an eye out to look for them. Petermann Island is also known for its mountainous scenery, as well as one of the sites of Charcot's second French Antarctic expedition. Nearby is an Argentine refuge hut and a cross that commemorates the death of the 3 members of the British Antarctic Society in 1982. At this point, Steve decided to stay near the port as the condition was too treacherous. I continued the hike to the other higher side of the bay. The port we are looking at now is called Port Circumcision. In 1909, the French explorer Jean-Martin Charcot wintered his ship, called Pourquoi pas, which means why not in English, in the bay in front of us. He discovered the location on the Catholic feast day celebrating Christ's circumcision, and hence Charcot and his crew named this place Port Circumcision. Wow, so the wind has died down a bit, so I can try to recall my feelings now. This morning we were supposed to visit Port Charcot, however, because of a heavy wind, we got to Petermann's Island instead. It was absolutely really windy here, and I thought I wouldn't enjoy the excursion, but actually it's still hauntingly beautiful. So yeah, I really enjoy it. At this point, it was time to return to the landing site, and I still haven't spotted an Adelie penguin. While walking back, I suddenly noticed some penguins in front of me, and remembered the rule of keeping a distance. And there it is! Hiding behind a pair of Gentoo penguins is an Adelie penguin. Given that we didn't encounter another for the rest of the cruise, I was so glad that I saw one here. Having seen the Adelie penguin, it's time to get the Zodiac to return to the ship. The sea was really rough, and those of us who sat at the front got completely drenched. Soon after getting back to the ship, it was lunchtime. The captain has announced that they will be scouting for a place for the afternoon's Zodiac cruising, but my hopes are not high. If people were getting drenched on a short transfer just now on the Zodiac, I just can't see them proceeding with a Zodiac cruise. As you can see, the weather is really vile this afternoon. The rain is getting heavier and it's really windy. So as a result, the Zodiac cruise has been cancelled. Instead, they announced they will be doing the La Mer Channel scenic cruising instead. We are awaiting when that will happen. Oh, it's so cold, I got to get back in. And I think this is a good place to end this video. Over the last 1.5 days, we have experienced really different, unpredictable weather in Antarctica. But we got to see lots of penguins and other wildlife, as well as some dramatic landscape. Will we actually get to sail through La Mer Channel? Stay tuned and find out in the next episode. See you next time. Ciao!